Zigga bigga, hoy, hoy, hoy.
The great taste of mint. Hey, guess who else loves mint? Your horses. Hey, welcome back to Horse Chef, and in this episode what we're going to look at is making a little bit of a nice spring tonic for your horse with some greens that are readily available in your health food store, in your supermarket, or your bodega. Hey, one of the first things is the approach of summer. I can see the sun, and so can your horse. And this is like one of the nicest cooling herbs that are out there is mint. Most horses really enjoy a little bit of mint. A little bit is the key word. We just use a few sprigs of mint in here, okay? And we're going to mix our mint today with a little bit of mint, a little bit of watercress, and a little bit of fresh dandelion leaves, okay? Those horrid dandelions, everybody says. Well, it's interesting that dandelion leaves contain more vitamin C than an orange. This is a wonderful herb that's often overlooked and such. Usually you'll find these in the health food store, especially around now towards springtime. So what we're looking to mix up in this episode is a little bit of a cooling, tonic, tasteful herbs that we can add to our horse's feed. And again, give them a little bit of a break. These are things that you can do on an everyday basis. Be your own horse's herbalist, be your own horse's chef. So first we're going to take our mint, and we're going to chop our mint. We like to chop that up a little bit finer. A little bit of mint goes a long way. I like a lot of mint, well, but I like it in my mint juleps and such on there. But your horse, hey, just that little bit of taste of mint coming in there can really make a big difference in an improvement in flavor. When I had a large farm that I was managing up in the Catskill Mountains in New York, we used to have streams roaring through the different paddocks and such, and all along those I would always notice the horses gathering in the springtime because the mint would start coming up and they'd start looking for a little bit of mint. So it's not something that they often find, so it's a nice surprise in there. Always remember this, your horse in the wild, way back when, would travel up to 20 miles a day, tasting up to 100 different varieties of plants and vegetation. We've really limited that, so hey, as your horse's chef, what you can do is begin to integrate and add a little bit more of these spices, as we'd say, or vegetation that isn't ordinarily available in the feed every day. So we put a little mint in there. We just had, I don't know, 5, 6 different sprigs of mint in there. And then we're going to take a little watercress. Watercress is a wonderful addition. Watercress salads, if you're English, of course, watercress sandwiches with cucumber. But watercress is a really good tonic for the whole system, as well as being cooling to the blood. So here we have specific springtime, summertime vegetation that's available in the wild to the horses, but often, unless your horse is on huge paddocks where we have free-flowing streams, mountainous air and such, they're not going to have the access to be able to get these different herbs. The other aspect that's always interesting with these is horses will seek these out in the wild. But again, with contained paddocks, they don't really have the availability. So hey, by you becoming your own horse's chef, you really begin to integrate some of this on a daily basis for the healthful needs of your horse. And dandelion greens, again, most of the time we don't see too many dandelion greens in the supermarket, and they're readily available, especially during the springtime. And yes, these are the same dandelion greens that would grow with that yellow blooming dandelion and stuff that all suburbanites want to get off their lawn. Well, if they're not spraying their lawn and they want to get rid of it, offer to go ahead and do it and bring it home to your horse, because your horse will become your best friend. So look for these greens, especially in the springtime, and I like to use a lot of these. These are almost a little bit of a bitter taste to them on there, okay? They make a wonderful salad for humans, and guess who else we're making a salad for? Your horse. And I'll chop these a little bit larger on here, because again, it gives them some nice green vegetation to chew on. I can smell that mint, and believe me, they go crazy with this combination of mint and dandelion greens. You're really affecting the digestive tract with the mint. It's a nice sedative for the digestive tract, and also you're beginning to affect the liver, because the bitterness, the slight bitterness of the dandelion greens has an effect on the liver, a positive effect on the liver. All these herbs that I'm using are organic. You don't necessarily have to use organic. Usually with dandelion greens, they will be organic, but mint will generally be normally organic and stuff, just where it grows. And the same thing, watercress. Anytime you get watercress or anywhere where watercress grows, generally shows you that you have very good water on there. As the name implies, it likes to grow by water. So we mix these three up, the mint, some watercress, and then some dandelion greens in here. Whoop, don't drop your knife. I'll have to pull that out of my foot later. And we mix them up a little bit, and we've got a wonderful springtime tonic, summertime tonic cooling on there for the system to get us through the warmer months and to get us through the transitional months of going into the summertime. So just a nice little sprig. Oftentimes also what I'll do with these, okay, is in addition to adding them to whatever feed you're giving your horse, sometimes I'll sprinkle them over hay, or if you're using a bagged feed or something, a bagged hay on there, safe starch, something like that, I'll mix it in with it just to give it a little bit more flavor, okay? Again, wonderful springtime mix. Hey, doesn't take long to prepare, readily available, and you'll be your horse's best friend at dinner time. Hey, until next time, take care, and hey, this is the Horse Chef. Bye-bye. And for the final taste test, we're going to need a volunteer. And our volunteer today will be Alex. Alex, give us a taste test. A little bit of a test. Could I have this back, Alex? We have more shows. That's it for this week from the Horse Chef.
Bon appetit.
Alex, come on. Alex, you're